President Buhari sues for peace in Mali. Ogun State government enjoins residents to keep environment clean during May edition of monthly sanitation. Plus, update from the world of sports. Hello and thank you for joining us on Nta Abeokuta Channel 12 News. My name is Ayala Alugo. The news in full we start from the West African sub-region. President Muhammadu Buhari Friday in Abuja called on the actors in the political crisis in Mali to come together for the peace and unity of the country. The president spoke when he received in audience former President Goodluck Jonathan, who is special envoy and ECOWAS mediator to the West African country. State House correspondent Nta Abeokuta reports.
Mr. President.
The two leaders working in agreement over the Mali political imbroglio. As President Muhammadu Buhari remarked, a situation where most parts of the country are in the hands of insurgents calls for a consensus and restoration of peace and not a further escalation of the crisis. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyama speaks more on how the president feels on the situation in Mali.
Well, he is extremely disappointed with the attitude of the government of Mali, because he pointed out that 70% of Mali is under the control of insurgents, and that he would have expected that all the stakeholders in Mali would come together to seek to recover the 70% of their country that is under the occupation of rebels and insurgents, and be united for that purpose.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan had briefed the president of the current situation in Mali after meeting with the key political actors ahead of the meeting of ECOWAS leaders under the chairmanship of President Nta Abeokuta of the Republic of Ghana. He added that the meeting of the regional leaders was necessary to urgently find an acceptable solution to the current impasse in the West African nation. Again, Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyama speaks more on this.
So that's what former President Goodluck Jonathan came to brief Mr. President on, and put before Mr. President the various options that they would now have to consider when the ECOWAS heads of state meet at this emergency meeting on Sunday in Accra, chaired by the President of Ghana in his capacity as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan is the ECOWAS mediator on Mali. In the State House, Nta Abeokuta, Nta News.
The federal government has listed another batch of 132 travelers as threats to public health after violating Nigeria's COVID-19 travel protocols. A statement signed by the Chairman, Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, indicates that all 132 persons of interest are returning to Nigeria who evaded the mandatory 7-day quarantine for persons arriving from restricted countries of India, Turkey and Brazil. The PSC chairman says the violators must report to the nearest state public health department within 48 hours for immediate evaluation, and also call the Port Health Services Federal Ministry of Health for further directions. The affected persons risk suspension of their passports for 1 year, as well as prosecution if they fail to submit themselves to the port health authorities. A 2-day public hearing by the Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has ended in Akure, with stakeholders advocating amendment to grey areas to meet the demands and expectations of Nigerians. Some of participants at the hearing were of the view that the nation will be on the path of true federalism if the numerous inputs form part of the amendment. Abiola Ario reports.
The inadequacies identified in Nigeria's 1999 constitution are said to be among the major factors slowing down the country's pace of development. This is what the two-day public hearing by the Senate Committee on the 1999 Constitution Review seeks to address by harmonizing stakeholders' contributions to meet contemporary democratic system of government.
Good governance continue to elude the masses when government is far away from them. The federal and the states, they are too far away from the grassroots, and local governments are the answer.
As a way of restructuring, mine may not really be a true federalism kind of thing. But what I recommend is that with the creation of more states and local governments, with the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, with the abrogation of open grazing and some of those things, that the zones will be more consolidated and it will enhance service delivery.
But when you have more women in parliament, there will be life. A lot of development issues will be given the kind of life that it requires.
We have come here to collect your opinions, and be rest assured we will do a non-partisan report on those opinions.
Participants were drawn from Ekiti, Osun, and the host, Ondo State. In Akure, Abiola Rio, Nta News.
Now to party politics. The All Progressives Congress has commended President Muhammadu Buhari's choice and appointment of Major General Farouk Yahaya as the new Chief of Army Staff. John James Akpanudwe Day, National Secretary, Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of All Progressives Congress, in a statement on behalf of the National Caretaker Chairman, Governor Mai Mala Buni, urged the new Chief of Army Staff to consolidate on the success recorded by the military in tackling all security threats in the country. The APC notes with satisfaction that the President Buhari-led administration has prioritized the provision of more and advanced equipment for the armed forces, which has enhanced their operational capacity against elements posing threats to the country's internal security. And as a battlefield commander with considerable experience, the APC is hopeful that Major General Farouk Yahaya will, as Chief of Army Staff, lead a thoroughly professional, adequately equipped and highly motivated officers and troops in their duty of protecting the territorial integrity of the country. In a related development, the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, retired, has commended the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, for the strategic appointment of Major General Farouk Yahaya, the 22nd Chief of Army Staff, succeeding the late Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atayur, who died in a plane crash alongside 10 others last Friday in Kaduna. In a statement signed by the Special Assistant on Media, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, General Magashi, who says the appointment puts national interest first, describes the new Army Chief as an organic infantry general who is tested and trusted to actualize the national aspiration of restoring peace in the dark areas of insurgency, kidnapping, and banditry, as well as other threats to the nation's corporate existence. The Defense Minister expresses optimism in the professional pedigree of the former Theater Commander Operation Hardin Kai, General Yahaya, in taking offensive and aggressive campaigns to the camps, corridors, and cells of the adversaries with a view to obliterating them. Without clearly defined laws backing a quota system for inclusion of women in political party nominations, Vice President of Liberia, Joel Taylor, says the clamor for gender equality in governance will remain just a dream. This is a position female members of the ECOWAS Parliament are ready to promote in the West African sub-region. Onenge Fineface reports.
Joel Taylor, Vice President of Liberia, former member of the Liberian Parliament, and current leader of the National Patriotic Party, stands tall as a woman capable of taking up the responsibility of leadership.
Many women are not members of the political parties. And if you are not a member of a political party, then your journey is 100 steps behind.
Hers is a story of the will and determination to thrive in politics, a story she shares with female members of the ECOWAS Parliament, motivating the participation of women in politics.
But it was that gender quota law that was enforced in 2005 that gave me a window. If it had not been in the law, I would not have gotten elected.
Together, the female legislators resolved to pursue gender parity to make the Liberian example resonate in West Africa.
Use this as an entry point into Nigeria to address the leadership of the National Assembly so that the quota system is brought to bear.
Let them see us be vibrant. You have to talk like a woman. Your shoulders will be high up there. We've been begging. This is our chance. We have 52%.
The ongoing session of the ECOWAS Parliament now doubles as an opportunity to press home demands for gender quota law for political parties in West Africa to produce more jewel tailors in the region. Onengiye Fine Face, Nta News.
Channel 12 News continues after this timeout. Stay with us.
Ó dẹ̀ rọrùn fún mi láti máa ṣorin fún yín. Ṣé mọ̀ kó tó wá rọrùn fún mi jù láti ṣe àsopọ̀ NIN mi àti ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo mi. Mo lè mú ẹ̀rọ ìpè mi kí n dẹ̀ tẹ *109*NIN# tàbí kí n pe 109 kí n dẹ̀ tẹ̀lé àwọn ìfilọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀. Tí kò bá wù mí láti pè, mo lè tẹ àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ NIN mi sí 109. Mo lè kàn sórí glowworld.com/NIN. Tó bá dẹ̀ gbàgbé NIN rẹ̀, tẹ *346# láti rí gbà padà. Ẹlòmíì dẹ̀ tún lè béèrè tí ìbá ní NIN kọ́ tó lè yan fanda wọ èyíkéyìí Glo World tó súnmọ́ ẹ jù. Má jẹ́ kán já ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo rẹ o, nítorí àwọn àǹfààní tó pọ̀ tí ìpè àti data látọwọ́ Glo àti so NIN rẹ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka Glo rẹ ó rọrùn gidi, kò léwu, ọ̀fẹ́ ni, kò sì ní wàhálà rárá.
Welcome back. The Ogun State government has announced that the monthly environmental sanitation exercise for the month of May 2021 holds the Saturday, 29th of May 2021 between 7 to 10 a.m. According to a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Engineer Razak Ojetola, there will be no restriction of movement across the 20 local government areas of the state due to the improved compliance with the state's environmental laws. He urged residents to use the period of the exercise to clean their drainage channels, premises, and surrounding for a healthy and safe environment. And now to sports update.
Nigeria has continued to win medals at the ongoing Africa Senior Weightlifting Championship, which started on Thursday in Nairobi, Kenya. As at the time of filing this report, Nigeria has won 12 medals as Africa #1, Adijat Olarinoye and Stella Peter win 3 gold medals each. Still at international level, 2 Nigerian women will compete at the 2021 National Collegiate Athletic Association NCAA Championship in Eugene, United States. Ruth Usoro grabbed a ticket to the event after leaping a windy 6.67 meters at the West Regionals. She'll be joined by Mercy Abire, who recorded a personal best of 6.44 meters at the NCAA East Preliminary. Both athletes will use the NCAA Championship as an avenue to secure Olympic tickets. In basketball, former national team coach Sani Ahmed has advocated for inclusion of more home-based players in the camp of the Tigers.
On so many occasions, anytime I take the team, I always mix up with the home base. Because like I said, what is the player at home trying to achieve? He wants to wear the green, white, green.
As the Super Eagles eager to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar after picking Africa Cup of Nations tickets, Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria has promised more support for its supporters club in cheering the national team to victory. During the visit, Super Eagles Supporters Club also decorated the association's president, Musa Mohammed, as its grand patron.
We will try our best to look what to assist the supporters club.
Still on supporters club, Confederation of Africa Football has recognized the display of the authentic Nigeria football and Allied Sports Supporters Club as an African football culture. The authentic club stole the show with its colorful display while supporting Nigeria at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, where the Super Eagles finished third. Clement Oloruntoba, NT News.
The remains of late Pa Gabriel Adejare Adewale, Babaijo Owu Methodist Church, who died at the age of 100, have been committed to Mother Earth in Abeokuta. Yemi Dalemo reports that mortals would chart to live a righteous life to gain eternity at the end of their sojourn on earth.
It was a testimony of impactful and exemplary life of the late Babaijo Owu Methodist Church Nigeria, Pa Gabriel Adejare Adewale, as the children, family members and dignitaries, including the Balogun of Owu Kingdom, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, converged on the Freeman Methodist Church Cathedral, Ogbe, Abeokuta, to celebrate the life and times of the deceased. Admonishing the gathering, Right Reverend Jacob Ibikunle charged the gathering to live a righteous life and walk perfectly before the living God for them to gain eternity with Christ, saying the late Christian leader was a devoted Christian who gave all he had to the service of God.
All of us are expected to live a righteous life, because that is what is expected of us as Christians.
While committing the remains of the deceased to Mother Earth, the children were told not to be sad as they would see him again at the resurrection of the dead. The children, after performing the dust-to-dust rite, says the legacies impacted on them by their late father will continue to linger on in their minds.
He was a man of courage, a custodian of the history of the Owu people of Abeokuta. He is remembered for the legacies of teaching his children and sending them to school.
It was a disciplinarian. If you are a lazy somebody, you cannot live with him.
My father is a good man, a kind-hearted man, and he loved everybody. He does not always differentiate between the children of his brother or his sister.
Where I am today is one of the people that make me to be what I am today. I cannot forget him. I can never forget him.
Baba is a uniting factor of the family. He's an humble man, even though he's great, but he comes low to mingle with everybody. Baba is someone who fears God.
He's a very good man, a kind-hearted man. He mingles with everybody. He doesn't hate anybody.
Guests were later entertained at the Methodist Church Bishop's Court at Sheru, Abeokuta, where a popular Christian singer trailed the gathering. Late Pa Gabriel Adejare Adewale, who died at the age of 100, was survived by children, including the Archbishop of Rie Methodist Diocese, Dr. Adegbemi Adewale, grand and great-grandchildren. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NT News.
And that concludes Channel 12 News. I'm Anyala Alogo. Thanks for being there.